What if I told you that one of the greatest mysteries of human history is not just a myth but a story with profound spiritual lessons for all of us? A story of a lost civilization, one that was so advanced, so powerful, and so connected to the cosmos that its downfall still serves as a warning to humanity today. This is the story of Atlantis, a tale that has fascinated philosophers, mystics, and seekers for thousands of years. But what is the truth behind the legend? Was Atlantis a real place, or is it simply an allegory? And why do so many spiritual traditions point to Atlantis as a key to understanding the evolution of humanity? In this video, we're diving deep into the full story of Atlantis, its rise, its fall, and the lessons it holds for every spiritualist. Get ready, because this journey will take us to the depths of ancient wisdom, the heights of human potential, and the mysteries of the cosmos. The story of Atlantis begins with the Greek philosopher Plato, who first introduced the tale in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, written around 360 BCE. According to Plato, Atlantis was a powerful and advanced civilization that existed over 9,000 years before his time. It was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which many believe to be the Strait of Gibraltar, and it was said to be a vast island or continent surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantis was described as a utopia, a place of incredible wealth, technology, and spiritual knowledge. Its people were said to be descendants of the gods, possessing wisdom and abilities far beyond what we can imagine today. But despite its greatness, Atlantis was not immune to the forces of corruption and greed. According to Plato, the Atlanteans became arrogant and lost their connection to the divine, leading to their ultimate destruction in a cataclysmic event. Plato's account of Atlantis has been the subject of debate for centuries. Some believe it to be a historical account, a record of a real civilization that existed in the distant past. Others see it as an allegory, a story meant to convey deeper philosophical and spiritual truths. But what if it's both? What if Atlantis was a real place, and its story also serves as a metaphor for the rise and fall of civilizations, the cycles of human evolution, and the spiritual lessons we must learn to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past? To answer these questions, we need to look beyond Plato and explore the many other sources that speak of Atlantis. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Atlantis story is its presence in the myths and legends of cultures around the world. From the ancient Egyptians to the Mayans, from the Hindus to the Native Americans, many traditions speak of a lost land, a golden age, and a great flood that wiped out an advanced civilization. In Hindu mythology, for example, there is the story of the lost continent of Lemuria, also known as Kumari Kandam, which was said to be home to a highly advanced society. In the Bible, we find the story of the Great Flood, which bears striking similarities to the destruction of Atlantis. And in the legends of the Hopi people, there is the tale of the Third World, a time of great technological advancement that ended in disaster. These stories suggest that the idea of Atlantis is not unique to Plato but is part of a larger, global memory of a lost civilization. But what made Atlantis so special, and why is it so important for spiritualists to understand its story? According to many esoteric traditions, Atlantis was not just a physical place but a spiritual center, a hub of knowledge and enlightenment. The Atlanteans were said to have a deep understanding of the laws of the universe, the power of the mind, and the connection between the physical and spiritual realms. They were masters of energy, using crystals, sound, and vibration to heal, to communicate, and to harness the forces of nature. Some accounts even suggest that the Atlanteans had access to advanced technologies that allowed them to travel between dimensions and to connect with higher beings. In this sense, Atlantis represents the pinnacle of human potential, a time when humanity was in harmony with the cosmos and aligned with its divine purpose. However, the story of Atlantis is also a cautionary tale. According to esoteric teachings, the downfall of Atlantis was not caused by external forces but by the choices of its people. As the Atlanteans became more focused on material wealth, power, and control, they lost their connection to the divine and began to misuse their knowledge and abilities. This imbalance led to the rise of destructive forces, both within and without, culminating in a series of cataclysms that destroyed the civilization. Some accounts speak of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and massive floods, while others suggest that Atlantis was destroyed by its own technologies, which spiraled out of control. Whatever the cause, the message is clear. When humanity loses its spiritual foundation, it risks self-destruction. The story of Atlantis holds profound lessons for us today. In many ways, our modern world mirrors the trajectory of Atlantis. We live in a time of incredible technological advancement, but we also face unprecedented challenges, from environmental degradation to social inequality to the erosion of spiritual values. Like the Atlanteans, we are at a crossroads, a moment in history where we must choose between two paths, one that leads to harmony, balance, and spiritual growth, and another that leads to division, destruction, and chaos. The story of Atlantis reminds us that the choices we make today will shape the future of humanity, and that we must strive to align ourselves with the higher principles of love, wisdom, and unity. But the story of Atlantis is not just about the past, it's also about the future. Many spiritual traditions speak of a time when the wisdom of Atlantis will be rediscovered, when humanity will once again rise to its full potential and create a new golden age. This idea is often referred to as the return of Atlantis, a time when the knowledge and abilities of the Atlanteans will be awakened within us. Some believe that this process is already underway, that we are entering a new phase of human evolution where the lessons of Atlantis will guide us toward a brighter future. This is why it's so important for spiritualists to understand the story of Atlantis not just as a historical or mythical account, but as a blueprint for the spiritual awakening of humanity. To truly understand the story of Atlantis, we must dive deeper into the spiritual and esoteric teachings that surround it. Many mystics and spiritualists, including Edgar Cayce, Rudolf Steiner, and Helena Blavatsky, have spoken about Atlantis in their writings and readings. Edgar Cayce, often referred to as the Sleeping Prophet, provided some of the most detailed accounts of Atlantis through his trance readings. According to Cayce, Atlantis was a highly advanced civilization that existed over 10,000 years ago, located in what is now the Atlantic Ocean. He described it as a land of immense beauty and power, where the people had access to technologies and spiritual knowledge far beyond what we can comprehend today. Cayce also spoke of the Atlanteans' use of crystals, which they harnessed for energy, healing, and communication. These crystals, he said, were so powerful that they could amplify energy from the Earth and the cosmos, creating a limitless source of power. However, Cayce also warned of the dangers that led to Atlantis' downfall. He described a division among the Atlanteans, a conflict between two groups, the Sons of the Law of One and the Sons of Belial. The Sons of the Law of One were spiritually aligned, living in harmony with the divine and using their knowledge for the greater good. The Sons of Belial, on the other hand, were focused on materialism, power, and self-interest. This division created a rift in Atlantean society, leading to the misuse of their advanced technologies and ultimately to their destruction. Cayce's readings suggest that this conflict is not unique to Atlantis but is a recurring theme in human history, a struggle between the forces of light and darkness, unity and division, spirituality and materialism. Helena Blavatsky, the founder of the Theosophical Society, also wrote extensively about Atlantis in her seminal work, The Secret Doctrine. According to Blavatsky, Atlantis was one of the great root races of humanity, a stage in the spiritual evolution of the human race. She described the Atlanteans as a powerful and gifted people, but also as a civilization that became corrupted by its own success. Blavatsky believed that the story of Atlantis is a metaphor for the cycles of human evolution, a reminder that every rise is followed by a fall, and that true progress can only be achieved through spiritual growth and self-mastery. She also spoke of the karmic lessons of Atlantis, suggesting that the souls who lived there are reincarnating in the modern era to resolve the mistakes of the past and to help guide humanity toward a brighter future. Rudolf Steiner, the founder of anthroposophy, offered another perspective on Atlantis. He described it as a civilization that was deeply connected to the spiritual world, where people had a natural clairvoyance and a direct connection to higher realms. According to Steiner, the Atlanteans were able to perceive the spiritual forces behind the physical world, and they used this knowledge to create a harmonious society. However, as they became more focused on materialism and technology, they lost their spiritual connection, leading to their downfall. Steiner believed that the story of Atlantis holds important lessons for our time, particularly as we navigate the challenges of modern technology and the need to balance progress with spirituality. The idea of Atlantis as a spiritual center is also reflected in the concept of the Akashic records, a term used in many esoteric traditions to describe a cosmic library that contains the history of every soul and every event in the universe. Some spiritualists believe that the wisdom of Atlantis is stored in the Akashic records, waiting to be accessed by those who are ready to receive it. This idea suggests that the knowledge of Atlantis is not lost but is simply hidden, available to those who seek it through meditation, intuition, and spiritual practice. By connecting with the Akashic records, we can tap into the lessons of Atlantis and use them to guide our own spiritual journeys. But what does the story of Atlantis mean for us today? In many ways, the challenges faced by the Atlanteans mirror the challenges we face in the modern world. We live in a time of incredible technological advancement, but we also face the dangers of environmental destruction, social inequality, and the loss of spiritual values. Like the Atlanteans, we are at a crossroads, a moment in history where we must choose between two paths, one that leads to harmony, balance, and spiritual growth, and another that leads to division, destruction, and chaos. The story of Atlantis reminds us that the choices we make today will shape the future of humanity, and that we must strive to align ourselves with the higher principles of love, wisdom, and unity. The lessons of Atlantis are not just about avoiding destruction, they are also about embracing our potential as spiritual beings. The Atlanteans were said to have a deep understanding of the laws of the universe, the power of the mind, and the connection between the physical and spiritual realms. They were masters of energy, using crystals, sound, and vibration to heal, to communicate, and to harness the forces of nature. These abilities are not unique to Atlantis, they are part of the human potential, waiting to be awakened within each of us. By studying the story of Atlantis and applying its lessons, we can tap into this potential and create a new golden age, one that is rooted in spiritual wisdom and aligned with the divine. The idea of the return of Atlantis is a powerful one, and it speaks to the hope and possibility that lies within each of us. Many spiritual traditions speak of a time when humanity will rediscover the wisdom of Atlantis and use it to create a more harmonious and enlightened world. This process is not about recreating the past but about integrating its lessons into the present, about using the knowledge of Atlantis to guide us toward a brighter future. It's a reminder that the story of Atlantis is not just a tale of loss and destruction, it's also a story of hope, renewal, and the infinite potential of the human spirit. As we explore the story of Atlantis, we're reminded that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The stars, the earth, and the depths of our own consciousness hold secrets that can deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Atlantis is one of those mysteries, a hidden chapter in the history of humanity that invites us to look beyond the surface and to embrace the unknown. It's a story that challenges us to question, to seek, and to grow, a story that reminds us that the journey of discovery is never truly complete. The story of Atlantis is not just about a lost civilization, it's about the cycles of human evolution and the spiritual lessons that come with them. Many esoteric traditions teach that humanity evolves in cycles, with each cycle representing a stage in our collective growth and development. Atlantis, according to these teachings, was one of the great epics of human history, a time when humanity reached incredible heights of knowledge, power, and spiritual awareness. But with great power comes great responsibility, and the Atlanteans' downfall serves as a reminder of what happens when we lose sight of our spiritual foundation. It's a story that echoes through time, a cautionary tale that is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Atlantis story is its connection to the concept of karma. According to many spiritual traditions, karma is the law of cause and effect, the idea that our actions create ripples that shape our future experiences. The downfall of Atlantis is often seen as a karmic event, the result of the Atlanteans' misuse of their knowledge and power. But karma is not about punishment, it's about learning and growth. The destruction of Atlantis was not the end of the story, but the beginning of a new chapter, a chance for humanity to learn from its mistakes and to evolve to a higher level of consciousness. This idea is reflected in the belief that the souls who lived in Atlantis are reincarnating in the modern era, bringing with them the lessons of the past and the potential to create a brighter future. The idea of reincarnation is central to many esoteric teachings about Atlantis. According to these teachings, the souls who lived in Atlantis were deeply connected to the spiritual realms and had access to knowledge and abilities that are still latent within us today. These souls are said to be returning to the earth in this time of great change, bringing with them the wisdom and experiences of Atlantis. This process is often referred to as the awakening of the Atlantean souls, a phenomenon that is believed to be part of the larger spiritual awakening that is happening on the planet. If you've ever felt a deep connection to the story of Atlantis, a sense of familiarity or resonance, it's possible that you are one of these souls, here to help guide humanity through this pivotal moment in history. The spiritual awakening of humanity is often described as a return to the Golden Age, a time when we will rediscover the wisdom of the past and use it to create a more harmonious and enlightened world. This idea is not about going backward but about integrating the lessons of the past into the present, about using the knowledge of Atlantis to guide us toward a brighter future. It's a reminder that the story of Atlantis is not just a tale of loss and destruction, it's also a story of hope, renewal, and the infinite potential of the human spirit. By studying the story of Atlantis and applying its lessons, we can tap into this potential and create a new golden age, one that is rooted in spiritual wisdom and aligned with the divine. One of the most powerful lessons of Atlantis is the importance of balance. The Atlanteans were said to have a deep understanding of the laws of the universe, the power of the mind, and the connection between the physical and spiritual realms. But as they became more focused on materialism and technology, they lost their balance and their connection to the divine. This imbalance led to their downfall, a reminder that true progress can only be achieved when we align our outer achievements with our inner values. In today's world, we face similar challenges as we navigate the rapid advancements of technology and the need to address the spiritual and environmental crises of our time. The story of Atlantis reminds us that balance is the key to creating a sustainable and harmonious future. The symbolism of Atlantis also holds profound spiritual significance. The image of a lost civilization, submerged beneath the waves, is a powerful metaphor for the hidden depths of the human soul. Just as Atlantis is said to lie beneath the ocean, so too do the mysteries of our true nature lie beneath the surface of our everyday awareness. The story of Atlantis invites us to dive deep into these inner waters, to explore the hidden realms of our consciousness, and to uncover the treasures that lie within. It's a journey of self-discovery and transformation, a reminder that the answers we seek are not out there but within us. The connection between Atlantis and the ocean is also deeply symbolic. Water is often associated with emotions, intuition, and the subconscious mind, and the image of Atlantis submerged beneath the waves suggests a connection to these deeper aspects of ourselves. The ocean is vast, mysterious, and ever-changing, a reflection of the infinite potential of the human spirit. By exploring the story of Atlantis, we are invited to connect with this potential, to embrace the unknown, and to trust in the wisdom of the universe. It's a journey that requires courage, curiosity, and an open heart, but the rewards are immeasurable. The story of Atlantis also challenges us to think about the nature of progress and what it means to be truly advanced. The Atlanteans were said to have incredible technologies and abilities, but their downfall reminds us that true advancement is not just about outer achievements but about inner growth. It's about aligning our actions with our values, using our knowledge for the greater good, and staying connected to the divine. In today's world, where technological progress often outpaces our spiritual development, the story of Atlantis serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of balance, integrity, and wisdom. As we reflect on the story of Atlantis, we are reminded that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The stars, the earth, and the depths of our own consciousness hold secrets that can deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Atlantis is one of those mysteries, a hidden chapter in the history of humanity that invites us to look beyond the surface and to embrace the unknown. It's a story that challenges us to question, to seek, and to grow, a story that reminds us that the journey of discovery is never truly complete. The lessons of Atlantis are not just about the past, they are about the present and the future. They are about the choices we make, the values we hold, and the vision we have for humanity. By studying the story of Atlantis and applying its lessons, we can tap into the wisdom of the ages and create a new golden age, one that is rooted in love, unity, and spiritual awakening. It's a journey that begins within each of us, a journey that invites us to rediscover our true nature and to align ourselves with the higher principles of the universe. The story of Atlantis is not just a tale of a lost civilization, it's a mirror reflecting the challenges and opportunities we face as a species. It's a reminder that history is cyclical, that the rise and fall of civilizations are part of a larger cosmic rhythm, and that the choices we make today will shape the future of humanity. Atlantis teaches us that true progress is not measured by technological advancements or material wealth, but by our ability to live in harmony with the universe, to align our actions with our values, and to cultivate a deep connection to the divine. It's a story that calls us to awaken to our potential, to learn from the past, and to create a future that reflects the highest ideals of love, wisdom, and unity. One of the most profound lessons of Atlantis is the importance of humility. The Atlanteans were said to be a powerful and advanced civilization, but their downfall was rooted in arrogance and a sense of superiority. They believed they were invincible, that their knowledge and abilities made them gods among men. This hubris led them to misuse their power, to exploit the natural world, and to lose their connection to the divine. Their story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that true greatness comes not from domination but from service, not from control but from harmony. It's a lesson that is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago, as we navigate the challenges of a rapidly changing world and the need to balance progress with humility and respect for the earth. The symbolism of Atlantis also speaks to the idea of rebirth and renewal. Just as the lost city is said to lie beneath the ocean, waiting to be rediscovered, so too do the hidden truths of our own nature lie beneath the surface, waiting to be awakened. The story of Atlantis invites us to dive deep into the waters of our consciousness, to explore the mysteries of our soul, and to uncover the treasures that lie within. It's a journey of self-discovery and transformation, a reminder that the answers we seek are not out there but within us. By connecting with the wisdom of Atlantis, we can tap into the infinite potential of the human spirit and create a life that is aligned with our highest purpose. The idea of the return of Atlantis is a powerful one, and it speaks to the hope and possibility that lies within each of us. Many spiritual traditions teach that humanity is on the brink of a great awakening, a time when we will rediscover the wisdom of the past and use it to create a new golden age. This awakening is not about recreating Atlantis but about integrating its lessons into the present, about using the knowledge of the past to guide us toward a brighter future. It's a reminder that the story of Atlantis is not just a tale of loss and destruction, it's also a story of hope, renewal, and the infinite potential of the human spirit. As we reflect on the story of Atlantis, we are reminded that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The stars, the earth, and the depths of our own consciousness hold secrets that can deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Atlantis is one of those mysteries, a hidden chapter in the history of humanity that invites us to look beyond the surface and to embrace the unknown. It's a story that challenges us to question, to seek, and to grow, a story that reminds us that the journey of discovery is never truly complete. The lessons of Atlantis are not just about the past, they are about the present and the future. They are about the choices we make, the values we hold, and the vision we have for humanity. By studying the story of Atlantis and applying its lessons, we can tap into the wisdom of the ages and create a new golden age, one that is rooted in love, unity, and spiritual awakening. It's a journey that begins within each of us, a journey that invites us to rediscover our true nature and to align ourselves with the higher principles of the universe. So, what does the story of Atlantis mean for you? Do you feel a connection to this lost civilization, a sense of resonance with its wisdom and its lessons? If so, you're not alone. Many spiritual seekers feel a deep connection to Atlantis, a sense that its story is not just a tale of the past but a guide for the present and the future. By exploring the mysteries of Atlantis, we can gain insights into our own spiritual journeys, uncover the hidden truths of our nature, and align ourselves with the higher principles of the universe. As we conclude this exploration of Atlantis, let's take a moment to reflect on its lessons and what they mean for us today. Atlantis teaches us that we are not just physical beings but spiritual beings with a higher purpose, that our actions have consequences, and that true progress comes from aligning our outer achievements with our inner values. It reminds us that the universe is vast and mysterious, and that our understanding of it is always evolving. And it challenges us to embrace the unknown, to seek out hidden truths, and to step into our roles as co-creators of a new and more harmonious world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mysteries of Atlantis. If this video has inspired you to think differently about history, spirituality, and your own potential, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the story of Atlantis? Do you believe it was a real place, or do you see it as a metaphor for the cycles of human evolution? How do you see its lessons applying to the challenges we face today? Let us know, we can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, the journey of discovery is never truly complete, and the mysteries of the universe are waiting to be uncovered.